Good morning, students. In this lecture 9th, we will discuss one of the most important topic of this chapter from examination point of view, and the topic is to derive Euler's equations of motion of a rigid body. So, as in our previous lecture, we have discussed about the principal axis. Initially, we were discussing the rotation of the rigid body about a fixed axis in a coordinate system which is fixed in space. But principal axes are the axes of the coordinate system which is fixed inside the rigid body. So when the rigid body will rotate, then the principal axis of the coordinate system which is fixed inside the rigid body, these will also rotate. So here, to derive these Euler's equations of motion of a rigid body, first of all, consider the inertial frame of reference. And this inertial frame of reference, this we will study in our next chapter. Basically, these inertial frame of references are the coordinate systems which move with constant velocity relative to another inertial frame of reference. All these inertial frame of references, they always move with constant velocity relative to one another. And all the Newton's laws of motion hold in these inertial frame of references. So here we have considered an inertial frame of reference denoted by S, and it is fixed in space. And then we have considered that we have a rigid body which is rotating with angular velocity omega about a fixed axis in an inertial frame of reference S. And now we know about principal axis. As this principal axis, it is fixed in the rigid body. And what are the principal axes? These are the axis of the coordinate system which is fixed in the body. And suppose this coordinate system, it is denoted by S dash. So now we have considered that we have another frame S dash which is the principal axis, and it is fixed in the body. And this body, it is rotating in this inertial frame S which is fixed in space with angular velocity omega. So if the body is rotating in frame S, so the coordinate system S dash which is fixed in the body, it will also rotate in inertial frame S and with the same angular velocity omega with which the body is rotating with respect to frame S. And we know that the angular momentum of the rigid body about the principal axis, we have derived this in our previous lecture, and it is this. And we can also denote this Ixx by Ix, Iyy by Iy, Izz by Iz. And these Ix, Iy, Iz are the principal moments of inertia. These are the moments of inertia of the body about the principal axis. And this principal axis, as it is fixed in the body, so that is why these moments of inertia, they are constant and they will not vary with time. But as the body is rotating in frame S, and these I cap, J cap, K cap, these are the unit vectors of frame S dash. And as the frame S dash, it is rotating with respect to frame S, so the value of I dash, J dash, K dash will change because its direction will change. And if direction will change, then the value of I dash, J dash, K dash, it will change with the time. And also, if I cap, J cap, K cap will change, omega vector will change. And if omega vector will change, it means omega x, omega y, omega z, these components, they will also vary with time. It means this total angular momentum of the rigid body about principal axis, it will also change with the time when we are taking the rotation of the rigid body with respect to the frame of reference which is fixed in space. So now we will take the time derivative of this L vector or of this equation. So we will take the time derivative of equation 1. So taking the time derivative of equation 1, we'll have dl vector by dt, and it is equal to, as ix is constant. So first we will write the terms including the time derivative of the components of angular velocity vector. So ix, then the time derivative of x component of omega into I cap plus iy, time derivative of y component of omega into j cap plus iz into time derivative of z component of omega into k cap plus ix omega x. Now we will take the time derivative of I cap, j cap, k cap. So in this, ix and omega x will remain constant, and we have the time derivative of I cap plus iy omega y, then the time derivative of j cap plus iz omega z, time derivative of k cap. And suppose this as equation 2. And now we have to find the values of time derivative of I cap, time derivative of j cap, and time derivative of k cap. And after finding the values of these, we will put those values in this equation 2. And there is one more thing. We already know about this relation, the relation between linear velocity vector and angular velocity vector. It is v vector, it is equal to the cross product of omega vector and r vector, where r vector is the position vector. And this linear velocity vector, it is the time rate of change of position vector r vector. Now put this value here, and what you will get, that dr vector by dt, that the time derivative of r vector, it is omega cross r. And from this, it means you have got this d by dt of some vector, it is equal to omega cross product with that vector. So here we have I cap instead of r cap, then here we have j cap instead of r vector, and here we have k cap instead of r vector. So suppose this is equation 3rd, and now we will use equation 3rd to find the values of these 3 time derivatives. So using relation 3rd, we get d I cap by dt, it will be equal to omega vector cross I cap. Similarly, d j cap by dt, it will be equal to omega vector cross j cap, and d k cap by dt, it will be equal to omega vector cross k cap. Now put these 3 values in equation 2. So putting these values in equation 2, we get so the first 3 terms, they will remain as it is. So now putting the values of these 3 in equation 2, we will get ix omega x into omega vector cross I cap plus iy omega y into omega vector cross j cap plus iz omega z into omega vector cross k cap. And these 3 terms here, you can see this omega vector cross, it is common. So you can rewrite these 3 terms in the way So out of those three terms, you can take this omega vector cross common, and what will remain inside the bracket? It will be ix omega x I cap plus iy omega y j cap plus iz omega z k cap. And from equation 1, this is the expression of angular momentum vector L vector. So we have dl vector by dt, it is equal to ix d omega x by dt into I cap plus iy d omega y by dt into j cap. So we have this equation, and now we will solve this omega vector cross L vector, and suppose this equation as equation 4th. Now consider omega vector cross L vector. Find this cross product. It will be I cap j cap k cap. Omega vector is equal to omega xi, omega yj, omega zk. And what are the components of L vector? The components of L vector are ix omega x I cap about principal axis, then iy omega y j cap, and then iz omega z k cap. So it will be equal to I cap into iz omega y omega z minus iy omega y omega z, then minus j cap here we will have iz omega x omega z minus ix omega x omega z, then plus k cap iy omega x omega y minus ix omega x omega y. So here we have omega cross L vector. It is equal to, take negative sign common from all these three, and here we have in the first bracket we have omega y omega z common, and we have also taken this negative sign common. So here we will have iy minus iz, because we have taken negative sign common, so signs inside the bracket will change, and this omega y omega z is common into I cap. So here we have taken this negative sign common, and here we will have plus, then from this bracket take omega x omega z common into j cap, and here inside the bracket we have iz minus ix, then plus, as we have taken this negative sign common, so the signs of ix and iy they will change. So here we will have ix minus iy, and take this omega x omega y common into k cap. So this is the value of omega cross L, and now put this value here in equation 4th. So we will have, so here I have put the values of omega cross L in equation 4th, and you will get this. And here on the right hand side you can see these two are the coefficients of I cap. So take I cap common from these two terms, and these two terms here we have the coefficients of j cap. So take j cap common from these two terms, and from these two terms we have k cap common. So take k cap common from these two terms. And what is this dl vector by dt? It is tau vector. Torque acting on the body, it is the time derivative of angular momentum vector. So if tau is the torque acting on the rigid body which is rotating about a fixed axis in a frame of reference S, then this dl vector by dt, it will be equal to tau vector. So we will have tau vector because it is equal to dl vector by dt, And then this tau vector, it will also have its components in the direction of x-axis, y-axis and z-axis. So this tau vector will be equal to tau xi cap plus tau yj cap plus tau zk cap. So our equation will become tau xi cap plus tau yj cap plus tau zk cap on left hand side, and it is equal to the coefficient of I cap plus the coefficient of j cap and plus the coefficient of k cap. And what is the coefficient of I cap? It is Ix d omega x by dt minus Iy minus Iz omega y omega z. And the coefficient of j cap, we have taken j cap common from the other two terms, so it will be Iy d omega y by dt minus Iz minus Ix omega x omega z. And here from the terms we have taken k cap common, and what will be left inside the bracket? It will be Iz d omega z by dt minus Ix minus Iy omega x omega y. Now as the two sides are equal, so the coefficients of I cap, j cap, k cap on both sides will be equal. So comparing the coefficients on both sides, of I cap, j cap, k cap, we get tau x is equal to Ix d omega x by dt. So after comparing the coefficients of I cap, j cap, k cap on both sides, we will get these three equations, and these three equations are the Euler's equations of motion of a rigid body. Equations of motion of a rigid body. Then now we'll discuss this numerical, and it is related to the article of Euler's equations of motion of a rigid body. So here we have given that if there is no force acting on the rigid body, then prove that its total rotational kinetic energy is constant. And then by using that result, prove that omega dot L, it is equal to 2t, and as t is constant, 2 is constant, so the dot product of omega vector and L vector, it is also constant. First of all, we will prove that the total rotational kinetic energy is constant, but what is given? That there is no force acting on the rigid body. And if there is no force is acting on the rigid body, it means torque acting on the body is 0. So what is given? Given is that torque acting on the body, torque acting on the rigid body is 0. So if tau vector is equal to 0, this implies its components tau x will be 0, tau y will be 0 and tau z will be 0. So put tau x, tau y, tau z equals to 0 in the three Euler's equations of motion. So by putting tau x, tau y, tau z equal to 0, we will get these three equations. And now in these three equations, multiply this equation 1. Here we have omega y into omega z. So we don't have omega x here. So multiply this first equation by omega x. Here we don't have omega y. So multiply this second equation by omega y. And here we don't have omega z. So multiply this equation with omega z. So what we will get after that? And then add these three equations. After multiplying the first equation by omega x, second by omega y and third by omega z, add these three equations, and what you will get? We'll get 0 plus 0 plus 0 will have 0 on this side, and this equation it is multiplied with omega x. So here we will have ix omega x into d omega x by dt minus iy omega x omega y omega z minus minus plus iz into omega x omega y omega z, then plus iy omega y d omega y by dt minus iz into omega x omega y omega z minus minus plus we have ix omega x omega y omega z, then this term plus iz into omega z d omega z by dt minus ix omega x omega y omega z, and minus minus plus, so we have iy omega x omega y omega z. So now you can see that this term it will be cancelled out by this term will be cancelled out with this term, and this term will be cancelled out with this term. So we are only left with this and this term. So now we will rearrange this term. Here you can write this as d by dt of half omega x square. Why I have written down this omega x into d omega x by dt as this? Because if you will perform the differentiation of half omega x square, what you will get? It will be, differentiation of this will be half as it is. It will be 2 omega x into d omega x by dt. So here 2 and 2 is cancelled out. So we have, so half as it is, omega x square is 2 omega x, then d omega x by dt, 2 and 2 will be cancelled out. So we have omega x d omega x by dt. So similarly, here we have iy, and this omega y into d omega y by dt, it can be written as d by dt of half omega y square plus iz. Similarly, this can be written as d by dt of half omega z square. It is equal to 0. And here you can see this d by dt is common. So d by dt of half ix omega x square plus half iy omega y square plus half iz omega z square, it is equal to 0. And this is the expression of total rotational kinetic energy of a rigid body about principal axis, which we have derived in our previous lecture. So this is equal to capital T, where capital T is the representation of the total rotational kinetic energy of a rigid body about principal axis. So time derivative of kinetic energy is 0. It means this kinetic energy, it doesn't vary with time, means it is constant. So here you can write that we have proved that rotational kinetic energy of a rigid body, it is constant when torque acting on the body is 0. So now we will prove that omega vector dot L vector, it is equal to 2t. So consider the dot product of omega vector and L vector. We know that omega vector will be equal to omega x I cap plus omega y j cap plus omega z k cap. Its dot product with L vector, which is ix omega x I cap plus iy omega y j cap plus iz omega z k cap. So taking the dot product, I dot I will be 1, j dot j will be 1, k dot k will be 1, I dot j, I dot k, all of these will be 0. So omega dot L will come out to be ix omega x square plus iy omega y square plus iz omega z square. And this, here we have this t is equal to this, and if you will take this half common and move this 2 to this side, and what you will get, ix omega x square plus iy omega y square plus iz omega z square, it will be equal to 2t. And from this equation we have proved that this t is constant, 2 is also constant, which implies the dot product of omega vector and L vector is also constant. So this is all about this article.